The Rocinante build series continues, and today we are working on the hydronic system. So first things first, we're going to put some 90s into our PEX floor fittings, and then we'll probably just tape those off for now, label them in and out, and then move to the back of the van where we're going to put our freshwater, shower, and input terminals. So on the right we have the input, in the middle we have the shower mixer, and on the left we have the output, which we are going to get plumbed in now. Okay, now back over to the floor. We'll put some valves in these so that we can control them mechanically in the physical realm.
That'll go into there and out of there.
All right, now that we have visualized the extrusion mounts we are going to fabricate for the heat exchanger, we can go ahead and put a bunch of Loctite thread fastener on the bolts we're going to use, cut our framing to size, and start putting everything together like an erector set, one piece at a time. So we have a couple bars for our heat exchanger, and then we have one of the bars for the heat exchanger we can use for the vent fan, which is like its own little radiator with a fan on the back and two holes on the front, and that can be used to heat hot air in the cabin. Okay, so these are the fittings that came with the unit from Rixen, and I don't like the 90-degree fittings because the pipes that go onto them are gonna go out straight and then need to bend in a direction. They also don't screw on well unless you screw them all at the same time. So they're bad for bending and they're bad for screwing. I figured I'd give them a shot anyway, which is why you're seeing me trying to give them a shot. So once I got those 4 fittings on, I put the input on for the glycol pump for this heat exchanger, and then I noticed it was loose. Now think about what a space cowboy would do to try and fix this. Would they go on Rixen's website and see if they have like $1,000 spacer, you know, just like a piece of metal to hold this piece of metal on better? No.
It was shaky before, but with this beer can spacer, it's solid.
This is a thermostatic mixing valve. What does that mean? It means hot water comes in this port, cold water comes in the cold port, and then it mixes and it comes out a mixture of those two hot and colds based on a thermostat.
Is cold water will come from the tank, go into this port, come out of this port hot, goes in cold, comes out hot, and then we'll have the mixing valve over here.
Okay, so let's wire in the heating element. There's a relay in there too for this expansion tank, because this allows us to heat the glycol with electricity should we want to. You probably want to be connected to shore power, but it's not essential. So let's get these 3 connectors connected up. And if anybody ever tells you a hydronic system installation is easy, they're full of That was the DC circuit for the motherboard. And now we got our extrusion in for our water pump in version 1 of its location, and we plumbed it in. It's wiring it to DC4.
So this is our wire that's going to connect to our battery, so that if this loses power, its DC power from its home battery, it can go to the starter battery and safely shut down off this other 12 volt line.
This Victron Multiplus 2 12 volt 3000 watt 120 volt inverter
has a trickle charger function. So this wire will trickle charge the starter battery. And that's what we're going to tie in this wire to for the Rixen emergency shutdown power system. Because if this loses its power, pretend we cut this, this wire will still be connected to the starter battery, which will allow it to shut down safely. So we're going to connect those two now.
All right, these are lever nuts, well, just one lever nut, and we've put all 3 conductors into it. Now we're doing a voltage test, 13 volts on this side, 13 volts on this side, and we are good to go. In any case, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching. We will see you around.